Thank you, Mr. Chairman. When I do visit all 92 counties in our state, by far the issue I hear, even above and beyond rural broadband, affordable housing, would be workforce. That was pre-COVID. It's probably mentioned twice as often now. In our state, we had 65,000 jobs that needed a better high school education, basic life skills. When I went to high school, you could take engine mechanics, you could take wood or metal shop, you could learn to weld. You had those kinds of parts of your curriculum that I think prepared you, whether you're going to enlist, go into employment right out of high school, or get further education. Where are we at in our own state? I know when I was in the state legislature, it was always talked about. Seemed like we never kind of aggregated our efforts towards it. And how big a deal is it? Do we have enough electricians and plumbers, and let alone all the other kind of skills you need to build a home? How are we doing in Indiana?
Great question, Senator Braun. And the challenges are certainly there in all sectors of the construction industry, whether it's residential construction, commercial construction, road building. For example, our membership in our association was over 7,000 member companies across the state of Indiana before the Great Recession. Now we have shy of 3,000 members. A lot of those companies closed their doors. A lot of those folks went to a different occupation and didn't come back into the construction industry. And we have an aging workforce that is aging out of the construction industry, and we haven't backfilled enough positions with our younger generations that to let them know there are great careers in the construction industry and can make a very good living for themselves and their families if that's the pathway they desire. So we're making a very strong concerted effort with all of our partners in the construction industry, commercial, union, non-union, and residential as well, to let them know there are great careers out there. You can make a very good living. If you choose to go to a four-year institution, that's great, but you don't have to. You can go and become an electrician, a plumber. We need more of those than you can imagine right now. They're in high demand, and if you're willing to get a little dirty and work hard, you can have a great living for yourself and your family.
Dear friends, things are getting serious. Experts and advocacy groups are warning all Social Security recipients to prepare for future changes. Both Democrats and Republicans have laid out their proposals to save Social Security. Eligibility requirements for benefits may also be tightened very soon. My dearest friends, please make sure that you watch until the end of this video to hear about all of the new details. Also, to say thank you for being part of this community, I will be announcing several winners tomorrow for the Walmart gift card giveaway. If you would like to enter these weekly giveaways, friends, please make sure that you click and like several of my videos and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you watch and then comment on, friends, the greater your chances of winning the giveaways. Congress is talking more about Social Security, which they say is on track to becoming insolvent in a decade, as both sides feud over the next government spending bill. A recent report from the Congressional Budget Office found that spending for Social Security benefits increased by $37 billion in the 4-month stretch ending in January. It is compared to the same period the year before. The Congressional Budget Office pointed to the recent increase in the average benefit payment to explain the jump, but also the continued rise in the number of beneficiaries, which is often cited as a key component behind the insolvency threat facing Social Security. Lawmakers have introduced varying proposals over the years aimed at shoring up solvency for the program, but a battle over the nation's government spending has shined a fresh light on finances for Social Security. Potential fixes to Social Security are often a heavy lift in Congress, and that reality is no different for the currently divided legislature. But that doesn't mean that lawmakers have not made some proposals to help shore up the solvency for the program. Senate Democrat Joe Manchin, a key centrist, has suggested raising the taxable wage cap as a potential quick fix for the program. The current cap on maximum earnings that can be taxed by Social Security rests at $160,000 for 2023. That is up from $147,000 the year prior. The idea is likely to face difficulty in attracting sufficient support among Republicans, but some Democrats have discussed adjusting the cap by targeting earners making above $400,000 a year, as President Biden has pledged not to raise taxes on those making below that amount. The current threshold to be able to receive full retirement is set at age 67. Some lawmakers have pressed to tighten age requirements, while pointing to data showing that Americans are living longer and putting a squeeze on the program's funds. However, many Democrats and some Republicans have opposed raising the age amid concerns about fluctuations in the nation's life expectancy rate and the impact of more physically demanding labor, which can have an effect on longevity. The number of Americans applying for jobless benefits slid last week to its lowest level in 5 months. This is further evidence that the U.S. labor market continues to defy the Federal Reserve's attempts to cool it off. U.S. applications for unemployment benefits fell by 7,000 to 221,000 last week. Jobless claim applications are broadly seen as a proxy for the number of layoffs in a given week. Since more than 20 million jobs vanished when the crisis hit in the spring of 2020, U.S. employers have added jobs at a blistering pace, more often than not beating forecast. Despite the fastest interest rate hikes since 1989, the unemployment rate has hardly budged, remaining at a historically low 3.6%. Fed officials have said that the unemployment rate needs to rise past 4% to bring inflation down. But recent government data showed that consumer prices fell in June to their lowest level since early 2021. But despite this new data, the Fed announced that it was raising its benchmark borrowing rate by another quarter point after pausing in June, for the first time in more than a year. Fed Chair Jerome Powell gave no hint as to what officials might do at future meetings. The U.S. economy has broadly been resilient in the face of the Federal Reserve's aggressive rate hiking campaign. The U.S. economy grew at a 2.4% annual pace from April through June, even better than the 2% annual pace in the first quarter of 2023. While there have been a number of high-profile layoffs recently, mostly in the technology sector, the overall labor market remains quite healthy. Amazon and Facebook have each announced multiple job cuts since November. But outside the tech sector, McDonald's and Morgan Stanley have also recently cut jobs. Well, my magnificent and most marvelous friends, that is the end of my daily stimulus update video for this Thursday. My dearest friends, tomorrow I will be announcing several winners for the Walmart gift card giveaway. Please make sure that you enter these weekly giveaways by clicking and liking several of my videos, and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you watch and then comment on, friends, the greater your chances of winning the giveaways. Thank you and have a wonderful and very blessed week.